Hey. Let's see. SS 1, 2, 3, echo. Hey. Okay, the sound is here. So here we are. I think I'm already late to the party, but yeah, I just came back from Singapore, and look at this, Jin Qiu. Jin Qiu. And his design looks so cool, yeah. I bet everybody already tried him by now, and maybe find out some exploit. But I haven't watched anything. Like I haven't seen any videos. I haven't seen any basically anything. Like it's just like I'm in how to say, like a time pause for the last 5 days. So we gotta check this Jin Qiu and let's see how good he is. Let's go. Chris ally attack in virtual because only we go. Ooh. So they want him to be used in PvE. I think his skills should be somewhat suited for that. I don't know, I'm already forgot like what is his skills? I already forgot. Let's see. Ooh. I do want to see his picture. Let's see. Oh, that was him. That was him? Really? Desolate prisoner. So is he a warden or is he a prisoner? Oh, he looks cool. He looks cool. So let's see. Let's check his skill. Go away. I'm not gonna buy anything. Go. Okay, where is my Jin Qiu? Jin Qiu. There he is. Wind fighter. Let's check his skill. Starting for the first one. So yeah, all his skills. The best thing about him is that all his skills are deals through damage. So nothing can block his damage. Like against a tanky enemies, their defense are pretty much useless. So in order to block his damage, like you need to stack a lot of HP stats. But I think in PvP, like a lot of players already do that, so it's not gonna change much according to his damage. But the insane thing about him is that the number is insanely high here. It's 80% attack and 100% defense. On the first skill alone, let's see on where is Donar? I want to check Donar. Like how much is Donar? 30% attack and 50% defense. Look at that. Oh my god, this is insanely above average. This number is insanely above average, and it can still go up to 120% attack damage conversion ratio. It gets to 100. Oh my god, so 120% attack and 100% defense. Now if we can build him with a lot of attack bonus and defense bonus in mind, and then critical rate and critical damage, he will be able to deal insanely high damage. My weapon disable attacks 2 more enemies and inflicts convict for 2 turns. And it doesn't show what is convict in here. Like usually they put the thing at the side. So convict, when the carrier attacks, they take 2 damage. 2 damage 4% of their maximum HP. When they take damage, the caster's AP plus 10%. Triggers once per turn. So it's not really amazing. Like 4% is just a standard poison damage. So the thing about him is that instead of being a support esper, he is the main damage dealer. So look at that. The third skill, 80% attack, 100% defense. Same thing as the first skill. And it can go up to 112%. But he got one level for cooldown reduction, so it doesn't go up to 130%. And then the second skill is punishable for 2 turns at the cost of 30% HP. What the hell? That's a lot. If HP is below 70%, also gets intimidated for 2 turns. Okay, we're gonna test this. Like whether if I got attack and my HP reduced by 1%, and then I use this skill and reduce my HP by 30% and go down to a 69%, will I get the intimidate at that same turn, or is it gonna be not counted? So gains about the turn, this ability's cooldown won't be affected by any abilities. Hey, but if you increase his abilities with Abilimon, it can go down to only 2 turns cooldown, which is really fast. So you can basically just spam this and keep getting bonus turn every 2 turns. Or maybe every 3 turns. Yeah, maybe it's every 3 turns, because you need 1 turn to cast the skill. Oh wait. If he got a bonus turn, that means that the 2 turns cooldown will be reduced by 1. So every time he moves, he will be able to cast this. Wow. Yeah, that is insane. No. That means that he will use second skill, and then third skill, and then first skill, and then second skill again, and then first skill, and then first skill, and then second skill again. Yeah, just like that. Okay, undispellable base attack plus 50%, plus 2% boost each time enemies are inflicted with debuffs by any teammate up to 150%, counting once per target per turn. And counting once per target per turn. Plus 2% boost each time enemy by any teammate after counting once per target per turn. Oh. So maybe this goes like, even if I give like 4 poison stacks per turn, it won't go to 8% boost, is it? We will try this too later. Base defense plus 50%, up to counting once per turn. Undispellable. Healing damage recovers HP. Healing 30% of the damage, Jin Qiu gains shield at the end of his turn. Shield strength 30% maximum HP. Wow, that is big. And you can give this to your allies. If you I think if you go into his like 6 resonance or something. No. Yeah, this one. If you have him at resonance too, you can give the punish evil buff to your allies and also the intimidate. So you can your allies will really appreciate getting this buff. Oh, this is nice. That is nice. So let's go into the testing straight away. What the hell is this? Timestone. What is this? Ooh, synthesized level applied to okay. What am I supposed to do with this? Is there any combos that I actually use? Invincible Force. What will have increased? This is required to meet the condition. Great. Oh, level 60, essential level 6. Oh, okay. So I need these espers to be upgraded at level 60 and essential phase 6 in order to get this bonus. So curse, point war and knockout, like attack. Wow. Yeah, but you need Anna for this. And HP increase. Ooh, this is important. Size level. And what is this? Stamina recovery time reduce, maximum stamina increase. Provide water, it's just called increase. Yeah, this is pretty much just a bonus. Like it does affect your stats, but then again, you need to level up your experts to 60, which is a waste of Starimon. Like you need a ton of Starimon for this. So just pick the ones that you actually have Esper that you want to use. Otherwise, like like this one, Changpu, Yeshua, they don't need to be at level 60. So this one, if you don't really need this bonus, like don't waste Starimon on these two. They perform really well enough at level 50. So only if you are really at the very end game, then you can just trigger happy on this page. Okay, so that's it. Where is the VR battleground? There it is. Jin Qiu. Let's see. There he is. Jin Qiu, and I do want to have Clara to accompany him, and Convict. Maximum level, yes, confirm. And let's battle. Let's see. Okay. Third skill, let's see. Oh, I should have used his second skill first. Ooh, Convict, 2 turns. Yeah. Okay, every time they attack, they receive 2 damage. Fatigue. What is that? What is that number besides this thing? It only lasts for 2 turns. Okay, it only lasts for 2 turns. So if I hit someone who has Convict, I will deal splash damage. Attacks tomorrow. While having intimidated this person whenever. Punish evil. Oh, while having punish evil. Okay. Oh my god, I can already use this. So if you give him a Billymon, pretty much you can gain bonus turn every turn. So this is permanent. This punish evil is permanent buff on Jin Qiu. But then this is insane. Yeah, the way to counter Jin Qiu is to actually poison him, because he will get so much bonus turn. He actually gonna die against poison and Archibald and Javid, because my combo Archibald and Javid, they require the enemy to move. So if the enemy is Jin Qiu, they will die by this. by their damage. But look at that. Because he got so much bonus turn, his third skill is already... I can already use his third skill again. This is insane. Yeah, he really need a Billymon. Look at that. Yeah, that is pretty much a permanent Convict and punish evil. Yeah, you don't get the intimidate if you cast the skill when above 70%. So it doesn't trigger the intimidate at the end of your turn. It's at the beginning of when you press the skill before your HP deduction. So this is insane. Yeah, his damage is insane. He is extremely strong. It's looking delicious, you know, like this guy can inflict insane amount of damage because of this, you know. Its true damage is it takes both attack and defense value, and if you you know, increase your critical rate and critical damage, that can deal insane amount of damage. Also together with Punish Evil and you know, the convict. The config is disappointing for me, who loves to play with debuffs. But the config, the Punish Evil is insane. Yeah, this is permanent on Jin Qiu. So let's see. I do want to try using Hilda. Let's go. So if I give Convict, the thing is that I don't know how to see the increase in my damage, in my stats. Like, look at this. I don't know how much of the increase that I get from this Punish Evil. Like whether the debuffs is counted before I cast this, like Hilda just now gave the debuffs on the enemies before I got the Punish Evil buff. So is this poisons that counted? 595 something. Okay. Wait. I need to see which one doesn't get a defense down. They all pretty much got defense down. Damn it. So let's just slow this down. It does increase 50% attack. So this 3853. Let's see. Is that it? I'm just gonna use Hilda's second skill. Let's go. Okay, so there is no defense down here, so we can see how much difference whether if we have Hilda or not. Let's see. Slow down. I'm gonna check on this guy because he's win, so we won't see any damage difference. 5595. Okay, 5595. 5595. So I'm gonna try it without Hilda now. 5595. 5595. 5595. Okay, so slow down. Will I get the same number? 5595. Hey, that's interesting. 3853. Ooh. So it does calculate the number of debuffs on the enemy even before I have the Punish Evil. And hi, welcome to the stream, Just You. Yeah, with Hilda is 5595. But the interesting thing is that I gave the debuff before the Punish Evil, before Jin Qiu have his Punish Evil. So I think this thing plus boost each time enemies are inflicted with debuffs by any teammate doesn't require this Punish Evil to be on the person. Like it calculates how to say, like within the whole battlefield, like how many times the enemy got debuffed will will keep increasing your punishable damage until at the cap of 150%. So that is interesting, you know. So let's see. If I keep inflicting poisons on the enemy, maybe I shouldn't use Hilda. Let's see. Is there anyone slower than Hilda? Like probably Kara or Ife? No, Ife is still faster. Kara? Yeah, Kara is slower. So I don't want to see, like, if I give poison after I attack, will my damage get increased afterwards? Let's see. So that is that. Okay, so we have debuffs. So this punishable should have his damage increase. Let's see. 4796. Yeah, it depends on how many debuffs does your enemies get in total, I guess. Yep. Some enemies are inflicted with damage adapted and counting once per target per turn. Base defense. No. It's per target per turn. But by logic, that means that we can only get 5 times bonus in here. So this should have been plus 10% boost. So now, let's see. Just now 47 something. So I'm gonna increase the number of debuffs. And now I'm gonna try again casting Jin Qiu's third skill. Let's see. Hopefully they don't die yet. Yeah, hopefully they don't die before my turn again. Let's see. Okay. Just gonna hit that one. And this one too. I'm gonna hit that one. Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna try using the third skill again. We have Intimidate, but it doesn't increase his damage, so it should be fine. So let's see on this guy again. Let's see how much damage. We got 47 something now. 5367. It does get increased. And we didn't give any defense down on the enemy, so their defense should still be the same, although it doesn't matter because we deal 2 damage. Oh yeah, we deal 2 damage, so it shouldn't matter whether Hilda got inflict defense down on the enemy or not. Hey, I still down the trial. More debuffs equal more damage then for the whole of all debuffs. Yeah. Triton, Javid, Jin Qiu, Archibald. No, those combinations sucks. Those combinations sucks. If you do want to increase Jin Qiu's damage, you shouldn't go with Archibald and Javid because at most they will only give you how much is this one? 1, 2 debuffs, and then where is Archibald? This one, only 1. So at most you will only get 3 debuffs from Javid and Archibald. So when you are talking about those combo, like I heard this from Tamaki, you know, and I told him exactly the same thing, you know. Everybody who tried those combo doesn't realize that it's not Jin Qiu who is benefiting from those combo. It's still the same Javid and Archibald combo that I have in my playlist. You know, Jin Qiu himself is only contributing his own damage without maximizing his punish evil, because you don't get much debuffs from Archibald and Javid. So if you want to maximize Jin Qiu's damage, the way to go is to go with poisons. Go with Hilda, go with go with Ife, go with Kara. You know, every espers who can give debuffs every single turn will give a lot of benefits to Jin Qiu. So let's try this. Let's see. I'm gonna show you the damage here. If you do pick Javid here, and if you do pick Archibald here, the end statistic will gonna be Javid and Archibald who deal the most damage. Let's see. Oh, they have too little HP. Let's go back. Convict, go level 100, confirm. Oh no. We just need the task where they don't die. Let's see. I think 85 should be fine. Okay. So this should be fine. This should be fine. Look at that. See? Jin Qiu is a support in this combo. You know, it's still Javid and Archibald who do everything. So those are not these three are not the combo. You know, Jin Qiu is not supposed to be paired with Javid and Archibald because it has the same result as when you pair this thing. You know, because they become the support. This one is just additional damage dealer. You know, you can just replace that with Gaius. You can just replace that with Farah. You can replace that with Nora. You know, they will deal the same they will give the same contribution as Jin Qiu. You know, because the one who actually do all the work is Javid and Archibald. So when you want to make use of this one, you need to play around with the punishable. You need to give as many debuffs as possible to all 5 enemies every single turn. That is the way to make use of Jin Qiu, because his damage is true damage. Like his damage goes through defense. So you do want to reach this cap as fast as possible. Just like how if you do want to play with Mavis and Archibald combo, you do want to get this one. Where is it? Carnival hit. You do want to get Carnival hit stack as fast as possible. If you do play together with Mavis and Archibald, Mavis and Archibald. Because for Mavis, reaching 100 stacks on here, upon reaching 50 stacks on here, Mavis alone will end the game because she will deal 999% attack up to 100% maximum HP of Mavis. And if your Mavis has like 60,000 HP, she will deal 60,000 damage to every single enemy after she reaches 50 stacks. Like by that time, the game will end. You know, and then the same thing with Archibald. If you do pair Archibald with Mavis, you want to get this Carnival hit stack as fast as possible to 25 stacks, because at 25 stacks, all allies gain 50% AP. upon reaching that, like every 5, 15 to and 25 stacks. So you do want to stack this as fast as possible if you do play with those two. So for Jin Qiu, you need to play around with the punish evil. So you need to give debuffs to every single enemy, like 5 of them, because it only triggers once per turn. So you need Esper who can give debuffs like AoE debuffs every single turn, which is obviously one of them is gonna be Hilda. Like Hilda is the best at inflicting debuffs. Like she have a ton of debuffs, and it only has 3 turns cooldown and 4 turns cooldown, and both skills are AoE. And then the next one who gives the best debuffs are someone like Jiangman. Someone like Jiangman will be able to give debuffs every single turn because of Nether Bloom and the counter attack from this one. When taking a hit, if the attacker is afflicted with Nether Bloom, 50% chance of counter attacking. And I believe if you are at Resonance 6, this will be at 100% chance. I used high in the trial. I'm not sure he is worth the restores. Oh, you mean him? Oh. Jin Qiu, I will say, looking at his number here, he is pretty much worth it, but it depends on where you are right now. Because if you haven't reached endgame yet, you shouldn't bother playing with Jin Qiu, because there are not many instances where you need to bypass defense aside from killing tanks, which is really useful in PvP. And I think Andras should be, I don't know, I need to check on Andras. Let's see, because Andras reduce physical damage taken from this one. Let's see. Info. What is it? Enemies. Like, what is it? When attacking targets with a higher critical rate than Andras, I need to have Andras at level 16 to read his description. Wait, let me go to my main account. I have all Espers, but the shell girl, I can't remember her name. I really wish I put her. Too bad, yeah. I mentioned to everybody that you definitely gonna need Lian, but yeah, nobody put her. Too bad. If you want to scroll down to my playlist, like you can see one of my videos when Lian came out, I mentioned that she gonna change the game because she reduced critical damage taken to every single one of her allies. And everybody who play this game knows how important it is to increase your critical damage. So if you make critical damage useless, they basically deal 0 damage. Because a lot of players who stack critical damage, they have like, a standard attack bonus, like a normal attack bonus. So if they don't deal critical damage, then they go down to using just their attack, and their attack number is quite low. So it basically reduces their damage by a lot. It's pretty much make it like, almost deal nothing. So let's see, we're gonna go to Andras. I think on Andras it's supposed to say amplify allies non-critical damage taken, greatly reduce their critical damage taken. Oh, okay, this is critical damage, not the normal attack. Yeah. So it's not for Andras. So if you do want to use Jin Qiu, let's see Counter Sonica. Where is Counter Sonica? Info. I cannot click the info. Just gonna check this on the club. Oh, and missing some simmers too. She is insane. You hardly can kill a team she is on. Yeah. That's why I say it, you know. Like I always mention in my video, every time an Esper come out, whether they are OP or not. And when Leon came out, I told everyone that 60% shield is insane. You know, 60% shield is OP. And that's it. That's the only thing you need from Leon. And nobody pulled her. That's the problem being a small YouTuber, you know. Like only a handful of players who actually watch my videos knows what's going on with all the new espers, you know. Basically, those who only watch other YouTubers, they just follow whatever is meta right now. So they won't know if something non-meta comes out, you know. Just like that combo, you know, because I was on hiatus for 5 days and everybody just went on with their own theory. And they basically used my combo, Javid and Archibald, and just throw a Jin Qiu in there and call it, oh my god, this is the best Jin Qiu combo. Like, what the hell? That has nothing to do with Jin Qiu over there. It's all Javid and Archibald's work, you know, not Jin Qiu. You can basically just replace Jin Qiu with Pharah and they basically deal the same damage. Okay, Sizzle is high defense as far as this is no. Yeah, there are actually not a single content where the enemy have insane amount of defense where you need to bypass their defense. So pretty much Jin Qiu right now is not being used in any of the content in here. Let's see. Maybe share what can buy a little bit high defense, lower defense. No, that is the sharing. I mean the hardened shield style, blah blah blah. No, this is multi-hit. Yeah, this is a shield for multi-hit, not a shield based on defense. So yeah, currently there is not a single content where you actually need Jin Qiu. So only if you are at extremely end game, then it is worth pulling Jin Qiu. Otherwise, he's not gonna help you in clearing content whatsoever. So that's my take on Jin Qiu. You know, like whether he is worth pulling or not. He is worth pulling when you are already at end game and you can spare a Billimon on your Jin Qiu, because without a Billimon, your Jin Qiu won't have his second skill at all times, and that is basically his bread and butter. And you do need a Billimon to reduce that skills cooldown by 2. Where is he? This one. Yeah. This cooldown reduction, two level of cooldown reduction is really important. This is a must, and this basically makes Jin Qiu's value skyrocket. And also you do want to aim for this cooldown reduction on the third skill, because reducing cooldown from 5 turns to 4 turns is big. I got the calculation a long time ago, where if you reduce cooldown from 3 to 2 and from 5 to 4, it is much more valuable to reduce the cooldown from 3 to 2. But in this case, because you get a bonus turn from here, this pretty much pull up your third skill cooldown. Because if you reduce this cooldown by 2, you can always cast this every other turn. Like you cast this second skill, then click cast another skill, then you can already use your second skill again, then cast another skill again. And basically, that means that every single turn, you will reduce every other skill cooldown, which is only the third skill, by 2. So reducing this cooldown by 1 to 4 turns means that once you use this skill, you can just cast your first skill 2 times, and then this one can already be used again. Or 1. I think it's 1. Let's go to VR Battleground again. We're gonna see again. Okay. Okay. So yeah, no Javid, no Archibald. You know, it's the best one for this purpose. It's actually Jiangman. Jiangman and and who can spread debuff? I think Embla can spread debuff, right? No, Yuhime doesn't have any. Yes, he doesn't have any debuffs. Like constantly giving debuffs every single turn. Who can do that? Who can do that? Obviously, the poison espers. The poison espers are able to do that every single turn. But I do want something else. Let's see. We have. Even someone like Gabriel should be good. Oh no. Gabriel have long cooldown on the third skill. Let's see. No. Where is Embla? I need Embla. I need to see Embla's skill. Yeah, I don't think I have Embla in here. Let's check on my other account. Where is Embla?
I'm tired of living dangerously.
There she is. Okay, so let me see. Can you spread the corrupted seed? If you can, that means that she will be a perfect candidate for Jin Qiu. If the enemy is afflicted, perform pursuit attack with tethered sword. This one was second hit that inflicts another enemy with corrupted seed. Yeah. This is perfect. If you can keep on inflicting corrupted seed to enemies, like she will be able to increase Jin Qiu's stacks by a lot every single turn. So here's the playstyle that you want. You know, like you know that every single Esper get their turns. Oh yeah, I need to read your chat. Sorry, I got too focused on my monologue. Yeah, I got that. That's why I watch all your videos now. Ooh, nice. Thank you for watching my videos. So yeah, here's what you want. When you want to make use of Jin Qiu and maximize his ability, you want to make use of this one, counting once per target per turn. So ideally, you want to inflict debuffs on every single enemy every turn. So let's say Jin Qiu's turn. Debuffs on all 5. Clara's turn, debuffs on all 5. Jiangman's turn, debuffs on all 5. Hilda, debuffs on all 5. And another Esper, like let's just put anyone here. Yeah, like Nicole. Nicole put all 5 of them debuffs. And then even on enemy's turn, like let's say this guy moves, you want them to get all 5 of them another debuffs, you know, like let's say that's why I said the best candidate to make use of Jin Qiu's ability is Jiangman, because if this guy attacks Jiangman, that means that Jiangman have a chance to trigger her counter attack and inflicts debuffs on at least 2 enemies, you know. So those 2 enemies will get another debuff, so you will be able to increase Jin Qiu's Punish Evil stack even on the enemy's turn. So this guy moves and then you counterattack and they receive debuffs. This guy moves, then you counterattack and they receive debuffs. This guy moves, you counterattack, this guy receives debuffs, and so far so on. That will be the perfect scenario for Jin Qiu. So when you want to find a pair for Jin Qiu who can do that, so the first thing that comes in mind is probably I do want to check whether Zora have something on her first skill. Yeah, this one. But the thing is that disease is cannot be replaced, you know. But it does last only for one turn. So if you have Zora, this should be great. If I can give Zora Avatara, then I do hope that Zora will be able to inflict disease every single turn to the enemy, and that will keep increasing Jin Qiu's stack even on the enemy's turn. That is how you make use of Jin Qiu's ability. So let's go with that. Let's see. And then I also do want to give Jiangman her equipment. Let's see. Avatara. Let's go. Where is Avatara? This one. And this one. Let's go. Ethan. Because it's not video. Yeah. I mean, it's just for example. You know. I put anyone there just for example. You know, like to show you that you want to have the buffers every single turn to your enemies, you know. So ideally, like Hilda is already the best, but you need Hilda on Abilimon if you do want to be able to keep casting poison. Because the thing about Hilda is that even on enemy's turn, they will get inflicted by sleep and poison for 2 turns at the start of any enemy's turn. So when the enemy moves, they will receive debuffs, but it only for one enemy. But it's still it's good enough, you know. You can make use of enemy's turn to inflict debuffs on them to increase Jin Qiu's stack. That's what you want. And if you have a Abilimon, this cooldown is only 3 turns, so you will be able to keep inflicting poison, defense down, and then speed down and sleep. You know, every other turn. So what I do want to try with this one first, let's go with Zora. Like if Zora's disease can be considered a debuff for every single turn, then this will be great. And Ethan, I don't think Ethan can inflict debuffs every single turn, you know. Like Ethan can only inflict debuffs when he casts his second skill, and that's it. His second skill goes on cooldown, and for the rest of the turns that Ethan moves, he doesn't contribute anything to Jin Qiu's damage, you know.
Stars blanket the earth.
Look at that. Like that already contributes 5 stacks to Jin Qiu's what is this? Punish Evil, you know. And this one also 5 stacks of Punish Evil. So let's see whether his damage actually goes up. Ooh, 5,000. And let's see. That was 5,000. And without them, how much damage do I get? 5,000. Oh no, he got down. But it should be fine. We can cleanse that. And let's see. Okay. See, 3,800. So it does get increased, you know, like even without Jin Qiu moving, without him getting the Punish Evil, the stack is already counted for every single turn. You know. So that's why it's alright if your Jin Qiu is the slowest Esper in your team. You don't need him to cast his second skill before any of the debuffs goes in. So I bet if that works on the debuffs, that means that it also should be working on the buffs to increase his base defense. You know, grant the wipe up to 150% counting once per target per turn. Yeah. Good. So yeah, you do want a lot of debuffers and buffers. So if you do want to balance his stats, because he used both attack and defense, so whether you use a lot of debuffers or a lot of buffers, it keep increasing his attack. The only thing that you care about is that whether those espers are able to do that for every single turn they move. Now, so let's say you have Jiangman and you don't want to use Zora, because Zora in every other case, like, she won't be of much use. Like, you don't want to just waste a slot if you only want to have a debuffer for every turn, you know. So you do want to give like maybe a buffer, you know, like who can give buffs every single turn. Ideally, Clara is good here, because if she overheals, she will give a shield to the one she heals. So that's already a buff, you know, every turn. So if you manage to, you know, top up your HP to 100% without getting any damage, then Clara's heal will become a shield, and that will become another buff. So who can give buffs every single turn? Like, Abigail is a really good candidate here. Like, she has a lot of buffs, and she also can give a bonus turn, which is another good trait if you combine it with Jin Qiu's bonus turn. Like, you can get a lot of bonus turns together. So like this is already like a really good combo if you do want to keep increasing Jin Qiu's damage, you know. So Jin Qiu, if you can get his attack like, you know, 100 to up to 150% in here, he will deal insane amount of damage. But I do want to try. Like, can I survive the fight and actually reach that debuff counts? Maybe I'll just put Jiangman there, because Jiangman will be able to keep on giving debuffs to the enemies every single turn, and the rest I'm gonna focus on survival. Yeah, I'm gonna focus on survival. So I'm gonna need a healer, like probably Ahmed, and I'm gonna put them as the captain, so I do have HP. So let's see how long will I be able to survive, and see if his damage really goes up to 150%, and hopefully I don't die because this is level 100, you know. Off topic, but when you have time, do you think height worth getting definitions on? I have in R4. I know the Mavis thing is coming soon. What do you mean Mavis thing is coming soon? Let's discuss your off topic first. Let's go, because this is gonna take a long time. I'm gonna stack up his damage until 150%. So we're gonna discuss on height first. Let's see, where is height? So heights divinate here.
Eternal solitude? Sounds ideal.
When casting Underworld Curse, the bearer has a 100% chance of gaining one stack of Breath of the Deep. Underworld Curse is this one, the first skill. So it does sounds really good. Like, every time your height attacks using his first skill, he will get one stack of Breath of the Deep. And you know how often height counters attack using his avatar. So it does worth getting his divinate, but the thing is that, do you use your height very often or not? That's the question. Because height is pretty much useless in PvE. There are some cases where he is useful, like against APEP, but otherwise you don't really use him in PvE. So if you can spend your divinate and only focus on PvP, and you are like a little bit pay to win players, then it is worth it getting the divinate. But I would say, if you are a free to play players and you want to make everything that you do very much worth it, then just keep your divinate for somebody else, because getting one stack of Breath of the Deep is not really that game changing much. Like it does increase his strength quite a bit, but compared to the value of the divinate as a free-to-play players, because divinate is really hard to come by. Like getting a level 6 divinate here is gonna be really hard. So you do want to make every single divinate pool that you do very much worth it. So there are other experts who have a better divinate rather than investing on height. So only if you don't mind focusing on PvP on height, then you can grab the divinate for height. Like for example, if your PvP team line is solely focusing on your height, like you play around with height and supporting him all the way using like Sally and then Ahmed, and pretty much your height is the MVP of your PvP lineup, then only at that point then you should grab your divinate on height. He won't revive height, so once he's dead, he's dead. Oh yeah, I heard about the update. Yeah, if you saw my video on Mavis testing, I tried that Mavis and height combination, and it actually breaks him because he won't be able to use his resurrection if Mavis is around, and only if Mavis is dead, then he will use his passive and resurrect himself. Which is changing his playstyle a bit, because the thing about height is that you want him to be the focus on your enemy's attack, and he will be really hard to kill because of his lifesteal. And once he die, he will still be a threat because he is still alive in the battlefield. But because of Mavis, Mavis kills height. But now with the update, height doesn't get affected by Graveless, and so he is pretty much not suitable pairing with Mavis. But he is still alright, like if you do still want to use your height, just don't bring your Mavis. Only when you want to use both of them, then your height will be really bad. But if you use them separately, like if you, for example, like if you go to a knockout, you can use two teams and you can just split them, like height on one team and then Mavis on the other team. You can still do that, so still, like don't just because of Mavis you neglect your height. I will pull a getting one on him, so I don't want to waste them. Okay, so yeah, so like I said, but still, I think if you are a free-to-play players, like Divinate is really hard to come by. So by now, if you already put full Abilimon on him, it's already good enough. Like there are still other good Divinate out there, rather than investing on height. But if you do want to be like a main height player, then go for it. Your height will be extremely strong, just like me. Like I don't care about what other people are saying about Divinate. I take Intisar Divinate. So I'm collecting Intisar's Divinate, because that's my main Esper. So yeah, just go for it. I've been enjoying Jin Qiu. Did you get him to R2? No, I haven't got Jin Qiu. Like this is a PTR account. I'm only testing Jin Qiu and show you like all the exploits, all the good things about him and all the bad things and how to counter him. And if you came late, like I already mentioned in the beginning, the way to counter Jin Qiu is actually by poisoning him. Because Jin Qiu get a lot of bonus turn and he will die by himself against poison, especially Javid and Archibald poison combo. Because Javid and Archibald's combo will deal even more damage the more enemy gets their turn. Once you inflict Javid's Judgment and Archibald's one swing, the more the enemy get bonus turn, they will just kill themselves. It will just keep on exploding, you know. So yeah, that's how you kill Jin Qiu. That's the way to counter him, by poison. And I got gold in PvP. Oh my god, you guys type a lot. I'm gonna read one by one. I got gold in PvP up to 0.1%, so I need 4 to 5 teams. Oh. Yeah, so you can just split your teams, you know, like one Hyde in one team and then Mavis in one team. So it's still good. Your Hyde will still be very useful. RC D6 Hyde for PvP are strong. Yeah, exactly. But the thing is that it depends. Like I said, like if you are a pay-to-win players, then you can afford to get those divinates. But if you are a free-to-play players, divinate is still somewhat valuable. So you do want to get divinates of espers that are useful in a lot of content, rather than just getting divinate for esper who can only be useful in PvP. Unless PvP is your main concern playing this game, like you don't care about PvE, don't care about the PvE rank and etc. You only care about your PvP. Then yeah, definitely invest on Hyde because Hyde is a pure PvP esper. It's the stats that are the game changer. An extra 10k HP is very nice. Yeah, the HP is very nice, but then again, if your aim is only the stats, then again, like there are better investment out there for other espers. You know. R4, yeah, good point. It seems always so cool. So I love it with Mavis. I tried Hyde with Mavis as well. I still got the basic one. Really? Hiriba after she died, Manta Sniper of final boss. Of course, I love to. I wish I had this around 6 years. I was very careful with Jin again. Thanks for the okay, so they haven't patched yet. So Tamaki gave me the wrong info. I heard that because I was away for almost a week, so I've only heard that they patched Mavis and Javid, Mavis and Hyde, you know, Graveless combo. So let me make sure of that again. Let's see. Let's remove this. I'm gonna put in Hyde. Yeah, let's take this out. Hyde and what is Mavis? Up. Let's see if Hyde can die first before Mavis. See that? Oh yeah, they haven't fixed that. Yeah. Oh, it's still the same. It's still the same. So it's just like when I did my Mavis testing. You know, it's still the same. They haven't changed that one. So still don't pair your Mavis together with Hyde. Because you do want your Hyde to be able to be a constant threat in the battlefield. But if you pair him with Mavis, like if I see you and I can control my Esper, I will definitely kill Hyde first. Because by killing Hyde, he will be on Graveless and he will be useless in Graveless. The threat that Hyde is giving is when he is alive in battlefield and keep giving you Avatara counterattack every time you do AoE damage, and it's always a 50-50 chance of mistake every time you want to attack Hyde, because there are so many builds for Hyde. You can go full tank Hyde, or you can go full attack and lifesteal Hyde. And if you want to waste a turn to test whether your enemy is an attack Hyde or a tank Hyde, then the moment you knew that oh my god, this is a tank Hyde, then you already waste a turn. But if you find out that it is an attack Hyde, then it's good. You can kill Hyde first. You know. So that's the threat that Hyde is giving in battlefield. You never know whether this Hyde is going to be really strong in terms of damage, or it's gonna be really strong in terms of defense, you know. But if there is Mavis, like, I don't care whether he is strong in attack or defense, I'm just gonna kill him. Because if he is strong in defense, then it's gonna be like you know, a mistake if I attack him, because he will waste so many of my turns trying to kill him before all of his teammates, and eventually I will die first before I manage to kill this Hyde, because I need to kill him twice. Okay, let's go continue with this one. So Jin Qiu, Clara. Oh yeah, I can actually use Leon, maybe. Nah, let's go with Abigail first, and then Jiangman, and then Ahmed. Let's go this one. Yeah, we're gonna battle until we die. Oh yeah, I need to give Avatar to Ahmed. Avatar on Ahmed and also Clara. Avatar here. Okay, this one. Ion. And then Clara. Yeah, the thing is that Clara, I gave her speed in there, so she won't be able to move fast. But I hopefully we will be able to survive the initial attack. Let's go. Alright, boss. So I think focusing on all around experts is the best route, as you say. Yeah. Like, you haven't answered my question. Like, whether are you a free-to-play players, or are you a pay-to-win players? That will pretty much decide the outcome. Yeah. Thing is, you don't really need DPS for PvE. You can do all the content without them. It just lowers the stat requirements. PvP DPS make a bigger impact. That's a good point. I didn't think about that. Yeah, I would say just do what you enjoy. PvP, you should have go for PvE. PvE, well, that's my problem. I find it interesting to win in PvP. I like anti-meta in games. I was lucky to get honest. I have a cheat character. Like, you have 3 definitions program. Oh my god! Is 6 a waste? On Ana, I think so. She's already so strong. She's already saying, well, I think E6 would be overpowered. She's like the super high tiers of PvP. 600 or so many 50s. Is this a new account? No, this is a PTR account. So I spent a little amount of time. You know. Okay. So yeah, you can go for PvP if you spend a little bit on this game. But let's see. Probably not gonna keep Avatar on Clara, because I need her to move fast. So let's check the speed in here. And wait. Oh, this one. Yeah, this one. Let's go. Can I survive? Let's go. Can I survive getting hit by them? Hopefully I can. Blam. Yep, let's go. So I'm gonna just you know, spend all these times to keep stacking Jin Qiu's. What was it called? I keep forgetting the name of the buff. Punishable. Yeah, Jin Qiu's Punishable. I'm gonna keep stacking Jin Qiu's Punishable and see if it really do get up to 150%, and whether the buff and debuffs can contribute on increasing that amount. See, just like that. That's how Jiangman. Oh my god. Jiangman already died. Oh my god. 100 is too much, I think. How to survive for a really long time. Let's try 90. Let's go. Oh yeah, so let's continue with this. The thing is that, you know, like when you say that divinate doesn't matter on PvE, you kind of like missing something in there. Because currently in PvE, there are so many new content for PvE, while PvP you only have knockout and RTA. So in PvE, every single one of those contents right now have ranking. And the rank gives you a ton of rewards, especially the Simmer record, which will get you closer in pulling your Ana duplicates. So winning in PvE ranking is a pretty big issue right now. So if you do want to get an advantage on your PvE ranking, the difference between you and your enemies, basically your fellow players, is your divinate, because everybody will just copy each other's lineup in PvE. Like once you have the best Esper lineup for a PvE ranking, everybody will use those lineup. And what separates you from the first ranking to the second rank is your resonance and your divinates and your equipment, obviously. But equipment, everybody can just, guess, like, Clara will obviously have speed and HP, and Jin Qiu will obviously have attack and defense, blah, 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 etc. You probably need to, adjust your speed, so who moves first, but that can also be guessed easily, like if they have a certain combo in their lineup, you already can guess who moves first in those lineups. So equipment, everybody will also gonna copy each other. So the only thing that gives you advantage in PvE ranking is your resonance and divinate right now. And especially divinate. Like right now, for all Whales players, they already have every single Esper at resonance 6. So the only thing that every single Whales doesn't have is probably the divinate, unless you are like a mega whale where you have every single Esper at 6 divinates, But pretty much right now, there are not many players who have like 6 divinates on every single character. So if you do have divinates on Espers who performs well on PvE ranking, then you should get an advantage on that PvE rank, and that pretty much gives you a chance to receive a better reward, and right now the better reward is the Simmer record, and that will give you extra benefit every single week or month, depending on the reward. Like what's the cycle? I think the reward cycle. Like whenever they give you the reward, like is it weekly or is it monthly? Low spender at the moment, haven't spent big in Dislyte in a long time. I love how Archibald is no longer on banner, and now I see people hyping him up. All this is gatekeeping. She's gatekeeping like crazy. Only Wimi gives us the real source. Archibald divination gives you 100% cooldown on his second skill. Again, I feel like unless you're already in the top 10, you're not really competing. Or even leaderboard, and just copy and paste on gear and Espers. Yeah, exactly. That's why. It goes back again to what is your purpose playing this game. Like, if you do want to get better in PvE, then you do want to focus on PvE Espers, and if you do want to get better on PvP, then you do focus on the PvP. And if you do want to get good in both of them, then obviously you want to invest on Espers who can do both, That's why I always say in my videos, like, the way I decide whether an Esper is good or not depends on how much buffs or debuffs or utility they bring onto the table. The more they have, the more they bring values to their lineup, the more they will be useful in many situations. And that way you can pretty much use that Esper in every single content if that is the case, you know. So let's see, I really don't know how much stacks he already got, but looking at his S1 damage, he already reached 5,000 there, so that's really good, you know. Although it's still not enough, like the increase is not noticeable. Like if this goes to 6, then ooh, 5 to 55. I need to resurrect someone. So this should go up. Yeah, 5258. See, it goes up by 200 there. I think maybe if I have Hilda, I can prolong my life. Yeah, I can probably prolong my life here if I have Hilda. Let's go. Let's try changing this to Hilda. Like keeping the enemy asleep is also a way to prolong your life. So if I can keep the enemy asleep or disabled, yeah, I can just use Pritzker then. I can just permanently stun the enemy. So I don't really need Abigail, maybe. Yeah, let's just keep stunning the enemy. Like Pritzker is also another Esper who can constantly giving debuffs on the enemy every 3 turns, because this is really strong. So Pritzker should be there. He's great. And then I'll probably gonna use maybe not Hilda then because Hilda's poison will kill the enemy. So I do want someone who can just permanently stun the enemy, and that will pretty much keep them from killing my team. Who else can stun like consistently? Probably a Longyan here. Yeah, let's just go with Longyan. Longyan Pritzker. And yeah, this is another way to increase his debuffs counts. Like if you pair him with a CC team, a controller team, then you can pretty much give debuffs to the enemy almost every single turn. Because you will, not really every single turn, but the enemy won't be able to do anything to you until you give them another debuffs. So you can keep stacking your debuffs, but it won't be as fast as if you can give them debuffs for every single turn. So this is just to reach that 150 limit stack. And I do want to see like how much damage do I deal. Yeah, rather than dealing damage, I'm gonna use Lucas here. Let's go. So this should be good. If we can keep on controlling the entire enemy team, they should be able to. Oh my god! And I already died. Let's go. Yeah, I do want to see like the 150% of that increase. Like whether is it worth it getting the 150%? Like this is so much work, you know. You won't be able to do this in an actual PvP scenario. So that's why in PvP scenario, you do want to just get as many debuffs on the enemy as possible, as many buffs on you as possible before your Jin Qiu moves, and your Jin Qiu just use his second skill and then third skill and then just obliterate the entire enemy team, because his damage goes through armor. It goes through defense, you know. It's a true damage. And you do want to at least give him attack up and defense up. Oh yeah, this is another thing. Because Jin Qiu's damage, he gets his damage from both attack and defense, so attack up and defense up increase his damage. So there are not many players who knows this, but for those Espers who get their damage from defense, like Changji or Donar or Renzi, they instead get their damage increased if they get a defense up buff instead of attack up buff. So that's why in a lineup of Renzi, like very very long ago, if you are an old player, you probably remember this. When everybody's still using Renzi, they all pair him up with an Esper who can give defense up, because that will increase Renzi's damage instead of increasing his attack. And at the same time, it will also increase his survivability because it increases his defense, obviously. And that's why defense up is such a game-changing buff, because let's see Clara. Clara doesn't have defense up. Who can give defense up? Yeah, so if you do check your number on your buffs, attack up only increase your attack by 40%, but defense up increase your defense by 60%. So having defense up and defense down really do change the outcome more compared to having attack up and attack down. Yeah. So let's see. He almost died. Yeah, don't die, Lucas. Stun. Oh no. Oh no, that hurts a lot. The moment they move, that hurts a lot. So let's see how much damage I can already deal by now. Ooh, 5,100. It does increase by a bit. Oh no. Oh no, we already died. No! Dang it. Yeah. So in this scenario, like it's really hard to stack his attack to his buff to 150%. So I'm looking forward to what content in PvE does Dislyte gonna come out in the future, because they will obviously gonna release a content specifically made for Jin Qiu. That is already expected, you know. Like before this, like for example, like Embla, she came out before there are content that requires her, and now like pretty much every single PvE content requires Embla and Yunchuan, and so it's the same thing that happens to Jin Qiu here. You know, because Jin Qiu requires the battle to be really long. Like this is a really hard thing to do, you know, getting the boost for every single turn. You know, getting this boost up until 150%. Yeah, that's a chore. Like you need the battle to last for very long to be able to get this up to 150%. So that's why it makes sense that Jin Qiu Captain's ability is focusing on PvE. So one in this content, Ritual Miracle, Sonic Miracle, Dislyte, Sentinel Hunt, and Falsetto of Fantasy, and I'm guessing probably they're gonna add another boss on Falsetto of Fantasy or Sentinel Hunt, or it's gonna be for Shade Mother later on, and there won't be any new one on Sonic Miracle and Ritual Miracle. There will be a content where the boss have very high defense, and you pretty much need Jin Qiu to bypass that defense, and the battle will be really long, just like Sentinel Hunt, where you can stack this attack and defense in Punish Evil up until 150%. So probably if you do have Jin Qiu, like if you are pay-to-win players and you have Jin Qiu, you can try him already in like Sentinel Hunt, or yeah, pretty much Sentinel Hunt. Like in Sentinel Hunt for the, which one? This one. What's it called? This guy, the Darkstar Lord, yeah, because you need to give a lot of debuffs on Darkstar Lord to prevent him from getting stronger. That means that you yourself, if you have Jin Qiu in here, he will get a lot of benefit running this, content. So probably if you can keep him alive for a very long time, then he will be able to deal insane amount of damage to the Dark Star Lord, and that will change the outcome in here. Let's see. Like, does anybody already use Jin Qiu in here? Nope. Yeah. So you probably want to try putting Jin Qiu in here. With that PvE, if you like PvE, do PvE. If you like PvE, do PvE. If you like both, then do both. Just pick the most useful tips for your roster and you'll be fine. Like my first D3 was Izanami. I don't want to argue. But Izanami is actually useful. Like it's just that nobody ever know how to use him. Like Izanami is this one, right? Yuhime is really useful because there are not many Espers who can reduce maximum HP, and there is pretty much only one counter to maximum HP reduction, which is Ahmed. So if you do play around with maximum HP reduction, you can kill a tank team without them realizing it. Because like if you fight against a team who heals a lot, like for example, like you mentioned before that you have trouble fighting against Lian. Like every single content in PvE where there is Lian, it's really hard to kill because of her shield. You can counter her using maximum HP reduction because there is no way to heal back the maximum HP that is already reduced to a healthy 100% again, except if you have Ahmed. So if you see that the enemy doesn't have Ahmed, then you can use maximum HP reduction and you don't care about the enemy's shield because maximum HP reduction bypass that shield. And shield, because it counts the amount of HP of the caster, so if the enemy's Lian is not a boss, her amount of shield that she can give to her allies is also getting reduced because her maximum HP is reduced. So that's really still be useful having a maximum HP reduction. Although if you do want to use her in PvP, she is pretty much getting replaced after TS getting her rework, after she gets her buff, and she is no longer popular right now, but she is still a really useful Esper because she has defense down and she has disease, pretty much things that you need to in order to counter a tank team. Just imagine this, like if you fight against a Jin Qiu and then Sally and then Clara and pretty much a tank team, they heal a lot, but there is no Ahmed. So you can use someone like Yuhime and then who is this gatekeeper guy? Luoyan, and you reduce their maximum HP, and no matter how much they heal, they cannot overcome their maximum HP reduction, and you have a cap on maximum HP reduction, which is 50% of their maximum HP. You cannot reduce their maximum HP down to 1% left. Okay, so you can only reduce their maximum HP up to 50%. So they will pretty much fight the entire duration of the fight with only 50% of their maximum HP, which is a lot, Like if you imagine if every single Esper on the enemy team have a bonus of 60,000 HP from their equipment, you cut their HP by 30,000. That already by itself is a lot. What are we testing right now? Is there a reason we're not using here? Testing Jin Qiu for debuff damage change 6 at least. I see the extra boost for debuffing. Yep. Thinking about Linda, finally I've been playing for 2 years. you know what's funny? I have been playing for almost 2 years too, and I still don't have Liling and Hyde. I have 2% 0 by I can finally do Dark Star. She was my first RC. Okay, Sanagi stop. Rising, I'm going to attempt to R6 Yamato next season. I have yet to get one Esper to R6. My is R4. Does Jin Qiu work in Andras? No, Jin Qiu doesn't work. You can make him work, but it's not really something that is going to change much, you know. Big one is evil. It does help. Like if you don't have someone who deal like insane amount of single target damage, then you can probably use Jin Qiu. But you do want to have someone who deals like very high single target damage, like someone like Brewster, and give him a lot of attack bonus and 0 critical damage, because Andras reduce your critical damage. They reduce their critical damage taken. So you don't want to play around with someone who rely on critical damage. And Jin Qiu's kit basically revolves around ignoring the enemy's defense and using both attack and defense as his damage source. So if I were to summarize his kit, he is pretty much someone who can go both ways, as in like if you pair him to Espers who can give attack up and defense up buff, he will be really strong, you know. So if you do bring someone like Abigail, example, I think Abigail can give defense up and attack up, right? Attack up and defense up, yeah. If you do have someone like Abigail in your lineup, then rather than bringing someone like, you know, for example, like Leora or any DPS Esper like Nora or Farah, you know, you do want to bring Jin Qiu, because by giving him attack up and defense up, it will triple his damage, because he get benefit from both attack up and defense up compared to other Espers who only get the benefit from just attack up. So you do want to use him for that. And like I said again, Javid and Archibald combo together with Jin Qiu is not something that is optimal, because Jin Qiu in that lineup can be pretty much replaced by anything else, you know, like Farah, Archibald Javid, Gaius, Archibald Javid, Nora, Archibald Javid, Anna, Archibald Javid. Everything can work. It's just a DPS, like it's just a third DPS, you know. So Jin Qiu over there, his purpose in Javid and Archibald combo is just another DPS, you know. It's not because of his kit. It's not because of his abilities. It's just because he deals damage. That's all. So try to give a lot of debuffs to the enemy every single turn. Try to give a lot of buffs to your allies every single turn. So basically, the best pair for Jin Qiu is Abigail, because he can give attack up and defense up and a lot of buffs every single turn. So Jin Qiu, Abigail, and then yeah, he's a really versatile Esper. Like he can be paired with anything as long as they can give him buffs and give the enemy debuffs, and that's it. You can bring him pretty much anywhere, and his number is really huge. You know, like if you do compare him to someone like Donar. Like Donar can only goes up to 30% attack and 50% defense, and this 50% can go to 70%. And then the third skill is 80% attack and 100% defense, and defense can go up to 140%. But this guy already got 80% and 100%, and it can go up to 120% attack and 100% defense just from his first skill. So if you give him Avatara and you know, because also his first skill deals splash damage if he has Punish Evil, which is pretty much always permanently on him if you give him ability 1. So this is always going to be a splash damage. So he will at the very minimum like hit 3 enemies at once. So this this results in a really high total damage, the first skill. And then the third skill itself is already comparable to Donar's third skill, which is insanely good. Like, you wouldn't expect an Esper who have like a really good first skill will have like the same insanely high third skill. So that's Jin Qiu's advantage. And what else? I think of Yuting or R2 for Dark Star Lord. I don't have Jin, but I have. If you do want to maximize your Dark Star Lord, then obviously you do want Jin Qiu to be at Resonance 2, because his Resonance 2 is game changing. His buff can now be given to his allies, which is at the very minimum will increase their attack and defense by 50%. And also because this increase both attack and defense, you can pretty much pair him with any team. Like, he can be paired with Donar, he can be paired with Changji, he can be paired with Gaius, he can be paired with Intisar, he can be paired with any Esper, because unless that Esper use HP as the damage, like, as long as those Esper use attack and defense, they can pretty much be paired with Jin Qiu. So he is a really versatile Esper. That is his good trait. You don't need a specific combo, just like Archibald and Javid. Like, if you don't have Mavis, then the only way for you to make use of Archibald is to pair him with Javid. He is not someone like that. You can pair him with pretty much anything. Yeah, but I have 500 wisdom. You use Izanagi all the time now. I would be dead without her. Just got her R2. Just cleared all 260, almost all 100 double teams and a few of the 3 teams. She was a very heavy carry. Nice. Yeah. Izanagi is really strong. Wait, Izanagi or Izanami? Because here's the thing. Izanagi is also someone that I've already mentioned in the past that he is extremely strong, but nobody knows how to use him because he has a very unique build in which you need to give him critical damage and 0 critical rate. You just give him a ton of critical damage and HP bonus, and he will deal a ton of damage. Not really a ton of damage, like he will deal a significant amount of damage, just like Everett, but AoE, and on top of being really hard to kill. I'm currently building an Immortal Youthman team with Nicole and Leora. Yeah, that's also an Esper that I wish I have, Leora. Because there are a lot of cases where I need standoff. Like the 2-turn standoff is really good. And there are only one Esper who is able to do that, which is Leora. 2-turn standoff will really save you a lot of times especially in Infinite Tower. Need to research all the Espers that can dismount. Archibald work on Andras? No, Archibald's buff doesn't work on bosses. But I think if you do want to try, you can probably kill the kids. The kids. Let's see. I can't wait to see what the next Esper will be, so I can pick Jin Qiu already. I don't always wait till the last day together. So do you feel I should get at least one copy of Jin's? Sounds like it. For me personally, I will wait. Just wait for the next Esper, see who is the next Esper, and just save your Wisdom, because he doesn't bring that much utility to his lineup unless you have him at Resonance 2, which is already a lot. You need like 300 Wisdom for that. So if you value your Wisdom, then don't go for it. Like I like Espers who brings a lot of utility to your lineup, because then I can use him or her and pair them with any other Esper. And Espers who can only deal damage will be replaceable in the future. So because every single Esper will be able to deal damage. Like every single fighter Esper in the future will definitely deal damage. So if your only good traits is only on dealing damage, then there are a lot of replacement for you in the future, you know. So the only thing that cannot be replaced is utility. That's why also I have my Intisar to straight up to Resonance 6 the moment I saw her skill set. Because her skill set is irreplaceable. She is the only one who can give attack up and defense down within the same turn. And if you get her to Resonance 6, that attack up will be like to all her allies, which is what we need, you know. One turn, one single turn, attack up like team-wide attack up and team-wide defense down is irreplaceable. That's basically the value of Intisar. No. And there won't be any Esper in the future. The combination of attack up and defense down in the future might happen, but an Esper who can bring attack up, defense down, attack down, and then after that a miss straight up will never happen again in the future. Like those combinations. It's just like password, you know. The more things you bring, the more letters you bring, the harder it is to get a copy of it. You know, like if you try to, every single different combination, you know. So the more buffs and debuffs an Esper bring to their team, to their lineup, is something that is judged for me whether you want to pull him or her or not. So let's see. I'm also curious, like whether Javid and Archibald combo will be able to kill Andra's kids. Let's see. Oh, this is the test server. No, this entire time I thought this was your main. No, I almost no longer play my main account. You know, so mostly these times I'm only do testings in Dislyte. I don't really play Dislyte much anymore, but I do like the story of Dislyte. You know, their stories are beautiful. So I'm playing Dislyte just for the story and also the theory crafting. So aside from that, I don't like competing in PvE and PvP ranking. Like I'm not competitive anymore because I no longer have time to play all these things. Okay. Yeah, it's still too easy. Like the minions. The minions are still too easy to kill. I need to increase the difficulty a little bit more to see whether they got affected by Javid and Archibald. Let's go. How about this? I have Changji in Resonance 0 but pulled 3 of his divination. Is it worth getting him to R2? I don't think the wish stones are worth it. Then that's really unlucky. I know 3 dips on someone I can't really use. Let me see. I forgot Changji's divinate. What is it about? Later. Changji's divinate. Where is Changji? There you go. Mostly, the thing is that if you are talking about his resonance 2 is really worth it, but his divinate, if you don't really use him and if your reasoning is only because he got a lot of divinates, then I would say just save your Wisdom, you know, and just pull him some other way. Rare IP is full Cosmos Writings. The final damage plus 20%. Cosmos Writing is this one. Oh, this is worth a lot.
Words in history are symbols of humanity's wisdom.
Yeah, this is worth a lot. Here's the thing. When the bearer's HP is full, which is him, that means that his damage will get increased by 20%. So as long as you pair him with someone who can give shield, like Lian or Clara, that will top his HP to 100% after he got attacked by the enemy. So this will increase his Cosmos Writing's final damage. And the thing is that this Cosmos Writing is one of the highest damage dealing skill because it scales up with the enemy's maximum HP up to 400% of the damage increase from this skill. So if the enemy that you hit is, luckily someone like Jin Qiu who has like 60,000 bonus HP, this can go up until like 100,000 damage. So this 20% increase is a lot because this damage can go up by a lot. But the thing is that if you not really using him because his use is pretty niche, like unless you build a team specifically revolves around him, then he is not someone that you, oh okay, I already have my 4-man teams, I need the 5th person, okay, I'm gonna bring Changji. No, he's not someone that is like that. You need to pick Changji's first and then you pick his allies. So if you're not using him that way, then just wait until you get his resonance to naturally. At least I would say once you get a copy of his resonance 1 from a golden record or the inferno record, then spend 100 wisdom for his resonance 2. Then it will be worth it, because he is really strong. He is a very strong esper. And he is really useful in both PvE and PvP because he is one of the very rare esper who can kill anything. Like if you go down to my playlist history when Changji first came out, I mentioned this. The ability to swap HP is a very strong utility in every single game. Because that basically turns your losing into winning.
Words in history are symbols of humanity's wisdom.
I just know he is in PvP a lot, but 200 wiz is rough to part with. Kills my 60k babies in one shot and almost all my other teams. Yeah, definitely. That's the strength of Changji. Yeah, we use him in my immortal team if I had him as first, not teams. I'm working on R2 Ethan in the stickers now. So at least 2 months before I can focus on someone else. R2 Ethan is the most worthy R2. Yeah. That's why when Ethan came out also, I'm one of the players who support Ethan. Like do you remember when Ethan was, who was the other guy who was how to say, like match against Ethan in popularity contest? Who was it? Last time it was Fatum sister and Intisar, right? Fatum sister and Intisar, and and I chose Intisar, and it turns out that Intisar was my best choice, the best choice of my life. And then who came with Ethan? I forgot. Who came out with Ethan?
Let me organize that.
Yeah, who came out with Ethan? Like who was being paired? Oh, Embla. Yeah, Embla. It was Embla versus Ethan, and I support Ethan all the way. And the moment he came out, like I mentioned, oh my god, this is a jackpot. Like I support again another winning esper, because if you see Embla's skill set and Ethan's skill set can be used in every single situation. while Embla's skill set can only be used if you are able to explode that corrupted seed, which is pretty much need a multi-hit Esper. So if you are not pairing Embla with a lot of multi-hitter Esper, then you won't get a lot out of her corrupted seed. While Ethan can just be paired with anything. Yeah. So that's how I judge my Espers, like how many things they bring on the table, how versatile they are, and then how good they are in the future. Like for a free-to-play players, I need to think for a very long time in the future whether this Esper, if let's say Dislyte really is like another 10 new Espers or 20 new Espers, whether this Esper will still be useful after that or not. Just like this Jin Qiu. So the way you guys can see, like if you see all of my videos, if I use Wisstones for Espers, that means that Esper is really OP. So you can see like I skip Nora, I skip Leon, I skip Farah, but I pull Archibald. That by itself already saying something. That by itself already says something, because I see the value of Archibald compared to any other Esper. Because this thing is irreplaceable. This one swing cannot be replaced even after Dislyte release 20 new Espers or even 1 year in the future. This thing will still be very useful. Because this, aside from dealing damage to all enemies and true damage, which is really insane, like I always love percentage HP damage and true damage, because it's only a matter of time before any enemy die. Because if you use someone like, for example, like Jin Qiu, let's compare with Jin Qiu. Like Jin Qiu deal damage based on his own strength. So if he doesn't get stronger, or if the enemy is the one who gets stronger, then Jin Qiu will suffer. That means that he will take more time in killing his enemy, because he himself is the one who needs to be upgraded instead of the enemy. But for someone who uses debuffs like this one and percentage HP damage, you don't need to get stronger by yourself. You can use Archibald at level 1 without any equipment and he will still deal the same amount of damage, because his damage depends on how strong your enemy is. That's why all the Espers that I pull using my Wisstones are Hilda, Intisar, Archibald, all of the Espers who get stronger, the stronger your enemy is, because they deal percentage HP damage. So if the enemy is the one who gets stronger, your Espers are going to get stronger together with them. That's the value of percentage HP damage for me. Okay, so don't just after this don't just go, oh okay, I'm gonna go and copy what Vivi is doing. No, it doesn't work for every single player. It depends also on your playstyle. So for my playstyle, that's how I play games. Like, because I'm a free-to-play players, like a pure free-to-play players, and I cannot get strong by myself. Like it's gonna take me a really long time to get stronger. And also I rarely play the game myself. Like right now, I'm getting less and less time in playing Dislyte. So I need Esper who will still get strong even if I don't play the game. And here are the Espers that I have. Let's see my account here. Oh man, 2 amazing characters. I slept on him and I've been kicking myself ever since. So that I got Ethan, he was my #1 priority. I put him right away. Jiwa's value only increases the more Espers come out. I'm going to get his divinations. Adding cooldown to his kit is an amazing mission. Yeah. That sentence, I agree. That's why I put Archibald. The more Esper coming out, the more you can combine him with any other new Esper. Because he is very, very unique right now. He is the only one who can deal damage to every single enemy on the enemy's turn. You know. So in the future, there are a lot of combinations, like a lot of new combinations that you can do with Archibald, and that's why I give him a lot of values right now. So you can see here, like all of my espers, all the espers that I care about are here. Intisar, Ethan, you know, even Tangswan. I haven't got a chance into like, you know, showcasing him, but in a lot of cases, like in the past, I you know, get, how to say, like I get a lot of values from him, you know, because of his ability of dealing splash damage and his counter attack after his buff, you know, the change of his resonance. He is able to counter attack and pursuit attack on every single one of his ability. So that pretty much make him like an advanced, like a very, very strong Tang Yin. You know, and if you get lucky, you can pretty much get a lot of pursuit, like 4 to 5 pursuit, and with his flash damage, that says that translates into a lot of damage, you know. And Clara, as usual, like she is the most versatile healer. Like you can use her in every single content. Compared to someone like Ahmed. Like if you compare, like Ahmed is a very, very strong healer. Like in terms of healing, Ahmed heals even more than Clara, but he cannot remove debuffs. So in a situation where you need, if the enemy gives you trouble with debuffs, then you cannot really rely on Ahmed, but you can always rely on Clara, you know. And Brewster, this is just, you know, a really, really good single target DPS esper that you can use in every single situation, and his pursuit attack is really strong. Eve, again, like when she first came out, she is the only one, like very similar to Hilda, like my reasoning, because she deals a lot of poison damage and you know, a lot of debuffs in a single turn. And everybody, when she first came out, everybody was comparing her to Kara. And like I always say, you know, if you have Esper who do an exact same thing as another Esper, you don't compare them, because you can bring 5 Esper into this game. So why not use them both together, you know? So when everybody was comparing Eve to Kara, I was bringing them both, and I got twice the benefit of giving poisons to the enemies. Like instead of using Eve and Kara as example, like try to think about it like this. If you were given a chance to bring 2 Gaius into your lineup, would you say no? Like 2 Gaius, like exactly the same, like 2 exact Gaius, you know? Like you wouldn't say no to that. Like it's double the chaos, you know. So that's the value of Eve at that point in time. And then Jin Qiu, obviously everybody knows his value, her value, and then Oli also. Changji also, I mentioned, like he is the only Esper who can literally kill anything by himself. And then Tricky also, like he is also someone who can punish the enemies. Like up until now, there are not many Espers who can punish the enemy from doing something, you know, from helping their allies. So he is the only one who can punish someone from cleaning up debuff. So I'm looking forward in the future for an Esper who can punish someone for like, you know, for example, like giving their allies buff and then you punish them, or dispelling your buffs and then you punish them. That will probably be happening. It's gonna happen in the future, you know. Like all those Esper is a variation of Tricky, and once that time comes, then you know I give those Espers like a lot of value, because punishing enemies from doing something contributes a lot in counterplay in RTA and you know, PvP in general. And then Sally also, like this is, not many people know that Sally is even better if you pair her into a speed team compared to a tank team. Like a lot of players who use Sally always pair her up with a tank team, but if your Esper moves a lot, like for example like Jin Qiu, Jin Qiu is someone who benefits a lot from getting paired with Sally, because Sally's heal happens on ally's turn instead of her own turn. So if her allies moves a lot, like take this for example, like if you do want to think about comparing something, always think of the extreme cases. What happens if Sally moves only once and you have another Esper who moves 5 times, someone like Valerie or Jin Qiu? You know, Sally moves 1 time and your other Esper moves 5 times. They will get healed 5 times. You know? So if you pair her with a very fast Esper, then you will actually get even more benefit from Sally's heal. Now, Ahmed, obviously, just now I already mentioned, very high healing ability, and also he is right now the only one who can counter a maximum HP reduction. So unless there is someone who can remove maximum HP reduction in the future, you cannot really replace Ahmed right now. And Elliot, oh my god, like I got Elliot pretty late, you know. I've been mentioning his value ever since his skill still dealing damage using his attack instead of maximum HP, and I like him better that way, because back then his third skill deals 270% attack. So everybody who has been using Elliot has been using him wrong. You are supposed to give him attack bonus instead of HP. Like even if his first and second skill mentions that he used maximum HP as damage, his third skill was at 270% attack. So if you give him attack bonus and critical damage, at that point in time, he can by himself kill a single enemy Esper in one shot. You know, and I've already made a video and showcased him as Odette. Odette is someone who is exactly the same as the old Elliot. This was the old Elliot skill, 270% attack. And if you go to my playlist, you can see how strong Odette is in PvP. And that was the value of Elliot back then. And then they changed him, and I hate them. And then, and only then, I got my Elliot. By then it was too late. It was too late. I don't really like the current Elliot, but he is easier to use right now because a lot of players are able to finally use him now without changing his equipment. You know, I will say that's just being lazy. You know? So yeah, that's Elliot. And Abigail, like if I were to give a tier list to Espers, there are 3 Espers who I will put at the very top of this game, which is the first one is Gabriel, and then Abigail, and then Gaius. Those 3 are the Espers who are pretty much obligated to be in your lineup, because with Abigail you have infinite amount of life, you have infinite amount of try. Before I got my Abigail, if I made a mistake, I need to reset. I need to redo everything. But with Abigail, as long as my Abigail is still alive, I can just revive my Espers over and over again. I have unlimited try with Abigail. And then Gaius, like, you know, nothing beats his damage. Like his damage, on top of dealing insane amount of damage, he doesn't need critical rate, and his damage deal percentage HP damage. You know, look at this. This extra damage when attacking. Extra damage 8% of the target's maximum HP up to 50% of Gaius attack. So he is also another Esper who gets stronger the stronger his enemy is. You know, you wouldn't expect that from an Esper who is already overpowered using his second skill here already, you know. And Gabriel is like the best support Esper, because in one single turn he is able to double your survival chance, reducing the enemy's attack while increasing your defense and preventing the enemy from giving you debuffs with immunity. Like other Esper who helps you survive by using defense up can increase your survivability by like double your survivability by increasing your defense, but this one also reduce the enemy's attack, which is also double that number again. So that's why in one single move, she is the best defensive support Esper in the game, and the very opposite of Intisar. That's why when Intisar first came out, I made a video telling you guys how much value does Intisar bring to your lineup, because she is the opposite of Gabriel. While Gabriel gives defense up and immunity and then attack down to her enemies, Intisar on the other hand give you attack up and defense down on your enemies, which will double your offensive value to your whole lineup. But you need her to be at Resonance 6. That's why not many people knows her value at Resonance 6. And then TA, everybody knows how good TA is. And Raven, like my reason for playing this game is Raven. Like aside from having the best character design, like her skill is also the best in dispelling, because up until now there is not a single Esper who can be relied on when dispelling enemies buffs, because a lot of them, sometimes most of the time, have their dispel getting resisted, but there is no way for you to resist Raven's dispel, because this dispel ignores the enemy's resistance, like can't be resisted if the target speed is not above Raven's, and before they mentioned this, like they changed the text in here, because back then a lot of players doesn't realize that her dispel cannot be resisted, so they need to put the resist in here, the explanation in here, so that people will know her value right now. And then Jin Qiu also, like this is a AoE taunt. Like up until now there are not many Espers who can do AoE taunt, and at the same time being unable to die. So when after you taunt the entire enemy lineup, like you can get as many attack as you want from those enemies and you won't die from that, so that's the only value Jin Qiu has, which is right now is irreplaceable by any other expert. So if you want to protect your allies within one turn, you can use Jin Qiu for that purpose, and his taunt is very reliable. Like I don't know, I haven't make sure of this to the customer service, but his taunt is also at the same level as Audience and Raven's Dispel, because his taunt is almost always gonna land on his enemies. I don't know why. Even when you don't give him any accuracy, he will still taunt like 5 enemies. And then Ashley, another percentage SP damage, Javid, another percentage SP damage. Like when Javid came out, like a lot of players compared Javid to Ashley, and I always mention them this, Ashley and Javid are really different, because Ashley percentage SP damage comes from a buff, while Javid's percentage SP damage comes from a debuff. So if you move fast, your buffs will be used up faster, and this can only have 7 stacks at maximum. So after 7 damage of percentage SP damage, then you no longer deal those percentage SP damage, and you need to wait until Ashley able to get her Rainbow Bridge again, then you will deal another percentage SP damage. But if you have a fast team and you use Javid, as long as your enemy doesn't move, their debuffs will never be gone from their characters, from their espers. So as long as they still have their Judgment Steel on the enemy esper, then all of your attacks will deal percentage HP damage every single time. That's the value of Javid. That's why when he first came out, I pulled him. Like every other players don't care about Javid. Like they got disappointed. Like his design is really really cool, but his skill sets were a disappointment for a lot of players. But for me, I've already seen his value, and it's proven when Archibald came out. Like a lot of players who saw my video and saw the Archibald and Javid combo, all of them said that they regret not pulling Javid because they can pull Archibald now, but they don't have Javid. And Hilda, everybody knows, like Deep Sleep and at Resonance 6, the Deep Sleep starts at the beginning of the turn. This is insane. This is insanely strong, And on top of that, she has a lot of debuffs and buffs, and counting the number of buffs and debuffs, she is on top of everybody else. Because, like, here's for example, like Hilda can give four stacks of poison on her third skill, and then defense down, and then also deep sleep, and also deal damage. While if you compare it to Ife can give this one 3 stacks of poison and attack down, and that's it. So the value of debuffs that Hilda gives is above Ife, which is already a legendary Esper. So that brings her even more than a legendary Esper. It's because her sleep is actually not counted. If you don't have her at Resonance 6, her sleep you can consider her sleep as being non-existent, because the moment the enemy move, it's like the moment it is the enemy's turn, their sleep will be gone by their poison damage. So because all of her attack gives poison debuff on the enemy, so on the at the start of the enemy's turn, they will receive damage from their poison debuff, and that will wake them up, and they will get their turn to move. So that means that your sleep is useless. It is totally useless on Hilda. So the only thing that is different is deep sleep. Her sleep on deep sleep happens after the poison damage. So after the enemy receive their poison damage, only then they will receive the deep sleep. So if they happen to get the sleep from the deep sleep, then it will skip their turn, because it happens after the poison damage. Growth chart that they are putting out, and Clara IP pushes. Can I ask what effect changes? Yeah, Clara IP push. That is really useful. So what changes with Violin and A3? Nothing changes long. What A3? Ability 3? Bayonina? I don't think there is anything changes on Bayonina. She is already perfect as she is, The best part about Bayonina is that she is the only Esper who can dispel enemies every single turn. So if you need a constant dispeller, Bayonina is your gay.
I haven't sunbathed
Yeah. So Regan getting Gabriel to R6 when she was a fusion. Yeah, regret it now. You won't get her back. That fusion will be gone. I cranked her out last week. She was available and also farming. Raven can destroy teams by herself. Javid is great. Now I skipped Javid because I was salty. He was good in the Celestial Anomaly. I was voting with my wallet. Her Ascension 3. Her ability upgrade. Oh, okay. Where is it? This one? It changes this one, the spell. Look, and has a 70% chance of dispelling +1 buff, and this one has a 70% chance of dispelling all buffs. You know, that's what changes. So if you you know, it's rare for players who doesn't bring Espers to Ascension 3, but if you don't have Biandina at Ascension 3, her passive only dispels 2 buffs at maximum, you know. So Biandina works like this. Her passive will dispel 1 buff from enemy for sure, like that one is guaranteed. 1 buff only, 1 buff. It will be dispelled from the enemy. And then after that, she has a 70% chance of dispelling another buff. That is her initial passive kit. So at maximum, you can only dispel 2 buffs without Ascension. So now after Ascension, she works like this. She will dispel 1 buff for sure from 1 enemy. That one is guaranteed. And then after that, she has a chance to dispel all buffs from that target, from that same target. So she doesn't dispel like all buffs from the beginning. She will dispel 1 first, and then after that, all the other buffs. Yeah, it was 1 word change. So a lot of Espers are really useful, you know. Not all Espers are really useful. Like, here's the thing that you need to remember, you know. Dislyte developer team are very naive. They want all of their Espers to be lovable. They really love their Espers, their character. It's shown from their character design. Like, nobody ever regret looking at the character design. Like everybody always believe in Dislyte team's character design because they always come out with a very good design on all of their characters. So they love their characters so much that they want their Espers to be useful for like from the beginning until the end. So there are no such thing as replaceable Esper. You know, like in any other game, once you get a legendary Esper, then you no longer need, like, you totally don't need the rare Esper anymore. But not in this game. Like, in this game, all the rare Espers are still useful. Like Barden, up until now, no one else have the same kit as Barden. You know, pursuit attack. Every time your allies get attacked, if they are below 50% health, using his shield, which deals insane amount of damage, there are no other Esper who can do that, you know. And then Drew, no one else who can cut the enemy as efficient as Drew. Like in content where you have a limited number of turns and a ton of waves of enemies, I still rely on Drew to cut my time, you know, because in one single move he is able to kill 3 Espers at once, you know. And then Liao, up until before who's this Tolan, up until before Tolan came out, he is the only one who can devour and remove 1 Esper from the entire battle, and no one can do anything to that Esper. You know, he is really unique, you know. So every single Esper in this game are very unique. Even Brian, you know, like Brian, you realize that Brian, up until before Anna came out, she is one of the Esper who, she is the only Esper who has percentage attack number up until 300. You can check every single Esper in this game, and there are only 2 Esper who have a number 300% attack in their skill set. Every other Esper can only go up to 270%, you know. So she is a hard hitter, a single target damage. How to say? Like, she hits very hard on a single target damage dealer, you know. And this skill only has 3 turns cooldown, you know. So if I were to summarize, you know, like rare Esper, the rare ones, the blue ones, are very good in one single thing, you know. Like, they have one purpose in their life, and they are really good in doing that one purpose. Like Tang Yun is really good in pursuit attack. Brian is really strong in one single hit, and then after that Barden really do well in his pursuit attack, and then Drew really strong in the cutting attack, and etc etc. Every single one of the rare Esper here have one value that is irreplaceable even until the legendary Esper, you know. And then on the epic Esper, they have two values, usually on the second and the third skill, and their first skill is so-so, like it's just a standard normal attack, most of the time. So, and then you come to the legendary Esper, and they have all of their skills being unique and valuable, That's how you differentiate all of them, But still, like there are no replacement for the rare Espers even until now. Like if I do want to play around with shield, I still rely on my Berenice, because she is the only one who has 3 turns cooldown of shield, and the shield is insane because this is 22% of Berenice maximum HP, which can translate to a lot if you give your Jin Qiu's equipment to Berenice, like this is a non-stop shield galore. So that's the thing. Like you need to remember that Dislyte developer teams really love their Espers, so they will always make a content for every single Esper. So every single Esper that you pull, every single Esper that you have is never a waste. They are always going to be useful in certain content. Just like Mateo, like when he first came out, like not many contents require multi-hit Espers, but then they keep adding more content that requires multi-hit Espers, even until Ana came out, and the counter to Ana is a multi-hitter. So Mateo, Elaine, Embla, all those Espers becomes the natural predator for Ana. So yeah, I think that's enough explanation for Dislyte. So that's all the testing for Jin Qiu. I guess if I were to say, like it's not really, how to say, for me he is not as exciting as I were reading Archibald's skill set, but he is pretty much a very strong Esper, but not something that is a must to pull. Like you can still replace him for some other Esper, especially if you are a free-to-play players. An Esper who can only deal damage is easily getting replaced by any new Esper in the future. So what you need to think about is that his true damage, like every single one of his skills deals true damage. So I bet in the future that the Dislyte team will release a content where you require true damage that ignores the enemy's defense, and I pretty much guess that means that the boss or that content will have the enemy with insane amount of defense, probably, So yeah, only then he will be useful. So for those of you who wants to consider taking him, just wait until the new Esper come out. Like you can see what is the new Esper coming out, and then by then you can decide whether you need Jin Qiu or not. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Also, man, thanks for taking the time to do this. Thanks for watching too. Like usually I don't talk a lot because usually I will just stream and talk by myself. But having you guys here really do give me someone to talk to. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.